Sorry for my abruptness. My name is Frances McBeal. Are you Dave Redwood's wife? May I speak with you for a moment? Yes, but I don't think your name is in my friends list, so could you tell me who you are? I apologize for not introducing myself first. I work as your husband's personal assistant. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Miss McBeal. By the way, why did you call me? That's because... I was surprised to hear from you all of a sudden. Did something happen to my husband? Don't tell me he collapsed on a business trip or something. Oh, your husband is fine. He's full of energy, so don't worry. I'm glad to hear that. I was worried because he's been in Texas on a business trip since yesterday. I see. So it seems that your husband told you he went for a business trip. Sorry, I don't understand. I was just thinking what an easygoing wife you are. What? Never mind anyway. I just didn't expect that the wife of my supervisor would be so silly. Isn't it rude to talk like that all of a sudden? You think so? I think you're right. I beg your pardon? I'm sorry if I was rude, but I was being honest. What are you trying to say? Why are you asking me that question? Please don't say it in a meaningful way. I mean, you must have texted me because you have something to say, right? If you don't have anything to say, just leave me alone. Calm down. There's something I want to tell you. By the way, you really believe in your husband, don't you? That's why I said you're easygoing. Huh? Your husband is with me now. That's why I'm able to text you. But how did you know my contact? I looked it up from his phone. Does that mean you looked at it without his permission? That's what it means. Seriously? Because I'm curious about the person I'm in love with. So I was wondering what kind of person his wife is. But I don't think it's okay to do that. I'm in love with him, so it can't be helped. Aren't you curious about what's really going on? About me, for example? I'm in love with your husband. Me and Dave are married. Even if you're married to him, that won't stop me from falling in love with him. Just because you're in love with Dave, do you think you can just do anything you want to do? It's an invasion of privacy to look at someone's cell phone without permission, and that also applies to married couples. You and Dave's are a subordinate, and you just looked at his cell phone. It's just unbelievable. I knew it. What do you mean? Your husband said that you are a pain in the ass. The way you think is so uptight and old-fashioned. Also, you care so much about the details. Did my husband say that to you? He's talking bad about me to you, wasn't he? That's right. He said that you're annoying. Even your messages are troublesome. Seems like I agree with him. We texted each other for the first time today, right? So what? I'm just saying you're a pain in the ass. What's wrong with that? Huh? You said not to look at other people's phones, didn't you? Sounds like you care too much about unimportant things. It's an important matter, of course. What you did was an invasion of privacy. It's so obvious. Nowadays, it's normal to check your boyfriend's phone. My husband is not your boyfriend, is he? You just told me that he's someone you're in love with. You just admire him as your supervisor, right? I've never thought of him as my supervisor. Are you kidding me? I've been aiming on him ever since I joined the company. He's handsome for a man of his age. He's kind to women too. And he makes a lot of money. He's perfect, isn't he? For your information, he is married to me. I just happened to meet him a little late in life. I don't think it's a good idea to be in love with a married man. Doesn't matter. It's rather exciting. I'd be more interested in a wife who's more aggressive, but I didn't realize you were so easygoing. I find you more easygoing than me anyway. What is it that you want? Oh, I forgot to tell you the important thing. I'm sorry. I have nothing to say, so I'll leave you now. Wait a minute. Please listen to me. Do you have anything else you want to say? I feel like an idiot when I'm talking to you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm sorry if I are offended, but I want to make something clear. I'm with your husband all day. So what? You don't feel jealous or anything? Like I said before, I'm targeting your husband. Are you telling me that you don't care at all? It doesn't really bother me. What? There might be something going on between the two of us, you know? Even if it's true, it doesn't bother me, because my husband told me about that. He told you? Yes, he did. He said that he'll be on a business trip with a woman's subordinate. If he reported it beforehand, it proves he has nothing to hide. You're the only one who thinks about committing something nasty. Excuse me? Are you sure it's just the two of you on this trip? I'm not mistaken. Then there's no problem. Why do you think so? That's not something I want to talk about with you. I'm in love with your husband, you know. I know. Please don't complain about what happens from now on. What do you mean by that? I mean, even if me and your husband start dating each other. You're not dating, you're having an affair. What's wrong with that? Adultery is a serious problem. As long as me and Dave love each other, there's no problem. You're so silly. Honestly speaking, I envy you a little. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. I see, that's good to hear. You know what? I'll be spending 2 whole days with the person I'm in love with. It's a business trip, though. I know, but it's just the two of us here. How can there be nothing going on when a man and a woman are together? I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to steal Dave away from you. Steal him away? How? He's going to marry me. I'm going to be his wife instead of you, who is lazy and stupid. Marriage is not something you can do alone. Do you understand that? Of course I understand that. Then do your best. What are you talking about? That's my line. Don't be ridiculous. I'm saying I'm going to lose your husband. Aren't you scared or something? If you can do it, go for it then. Don't complain if I really take him away. You don't understand the main problem here, do you? Do you want to have an affair with my husband? It's not adultery. Dave and I are married. If he starts a relationship with you, it's adultery. I'm declaring a battle to you now, win or lose. Oh, that's right. If you're so confident, how about having the loser gets down on her knees? I don't understand. Are you okay? You'll become the loser in this battle. Huh? On the contrary, if there's a way for you to win in your current condition, I'd like to know. Shall I tell you then? By all means. Because I'm younger than you. Yes, you are. Also, I have a nice and soft skin. I don't know about that since I've never met you. I also help Dave with his work. Well, that's your job anyway. I can go to his place whenever I want. That's true. How's that sound to you? I don't care what you say. You don't think I'll beat you, do you? I'm better than you by a long shot. Not at all. Is that the only reason you think you can beat me? I'm surprised. Huh? Why? Because I'm married to Dave. No matter what you do, the adulterer loses. I've done everything right at home, and I also treat him well too. There's no reason for me to lose. You can't guarantee that. Well, it doesn't matter now. It's like I can't get through to you. Is that any way to talk just because you're his wife? Can we end this conversation now? Noted. Anyway, please remember that I'm declaring a battle with you. I'm definitely going to date Dave. I'll be his girlfriend, and eventually I'll become his wife. I'll keep that in mind. It's too late to regret what you did today. I'll make sure to save this message. Please do so. It's you who will cry when I take him away from you, so get ready to get down on your knees. Goodbye. Hello again. Thank you for talking with me yesterday. My pleasure. So what can I do for you today? Do you remember what we talked about yesterday? Yes, I do. I'm glad to hear that. I thought you'd forgotten all about it because you're not that smart. Just hurry up and get to the point. About your husband, he responded to my request. Is that so? Yes, we stayed in the same room together. I see. Do you know what this means? After what I said to you yesterday? What? Yesterday I told you that having an affair with a married man is a huge problem, and you didn't even listen to my advice. I'm not going to listen to your advice. Dave said that. He'd date me. I see. How do you feel about that? What do you mean? You feel sad since your husband was taken away by a girl younger than you, right? I wonder what I can say to make you feel better. Please tell me that you'll let me have your husband. Admit the defeat and get down on your knees. Give him to you? Dave isn't some sort of merchandise. By the way, I won't get down on my knees. I love him so much. You're preventing me and Dave from getting along. I've told you many times, I'm married. If you don't know what this means, but I think you're in trouble. You're the one who'll be in trouble. Why? Because your handsome and wealthy husband is taken away from you. You'll be alone. A stupid old hag can't survive on her own. And that's why you're still refusing to accept defeat. You don't understand. You're the one who doesn't get it, Missy. I know everything. I can see into the future. Dave and I are destined to be together. That's a happy way of thinking. I'm very happy. I want to be with him forever. I hope it comes true. I'll be rooting for you. Oh, are you planning to get divorced? That would make me very happy. Me and Dave are planning to get a divorce since a while ago. What? We're getting a divorce. Huh? What do you mean? The divorce was decided a long time ago. So even if you hadn't come to me, I would have left him sooner or later. Am I wasting my time? I don't know about that. When are you getting a divorce? Please hurry up. I'm going to become Dave's wife soon. That's why we're discussing it now. Discussing what? Don't you want a divorce? Isn't there any point in putting it off? On my part, I want a divorce right away. But my husband has a problem, so that's why we're discussing it. What problem? So many people have similar mind as you. Therefore, I'm having a lot of trouble proceeding the divorce. Huh? You know that, don't you? Know what? My husband has been involved in several relationships with a lot of women like you. That's the truth about him. I'm the only one he's dating with me. He told me so. All the women seem to think so. There are 3 women that I know of. He said there's no one but me. Yesterday he said it was just me. He said that he loves me. I heard those words right from him. I'm sure my husband is manipulating you. That can't be true. He said it's just me. That's what he told me. There's no way he would lie to me. Anyway, we're getting a divorce. I can't believe you're divorcing him. I'm really happy. I think it's too soon to be happy. I'm really happy to hear about the divorce. I want him to be mine as soon as possible. By the way, how old are you? 25. You graduated from college and are working as a personal assistant after that, right? That's right. Why does that have to do with anything? Since you are a college graduate, you are aware about what happens after an affair, aren't you? Don't tell me that you really don't know about it. There's only one path to happiness after an affair. Leaving the wife who is in the way behind. And be united with the man who loves me. There's no other way. Well then, I'll take the good opportunity to teach you then. I don't need you to teach me anything. I'm demanding alimony from my husband. Alimony? My husband was having relationship with several women. So what you told me just now was the truth? Yes, indeed. But Dave said that I was the only one. Maybe my husband was just trying to get you to fall in love with him. People say love is blind. Seems that it's true. I'm sorry you were so easily fooled. Relationship with several women. It seems that you started seeing each other yesterday, but you've had a physical relationship for a long time with Dave, right? Of course, yes. I was the one pleasing him instead of his wife. That is adultery. Huh? As Dave's wife, I'm claiming alimony from the woman Dave has a relationship with. That of course applies to you. Huh? There's a lot of evidence left on the messages you sent me. Will I be charged too? Of course. Dave said he'd go out with me. You're going to take money from me and Dave just because we're dating each other? Even if my husband says so, he's still married. It's a different case since he's not single. How much are you going to charge? The going rate is about $10,000. $10,000? That's right. I'll have our lawyer contact you. I'm Dave's girlfriend. Girlfriend or not, you committed adultery of your own violation. You need to take the responsibility of what you've done. Wait a minute. What? I don't have the money to pay for that. Don't you think it's a waste of time to charge me money that can't be paid? I'll get you to pay whatever it takes. I can't pay that. That's your own fault. Please stop charging me. I got all the related messages from you. Even though we're still discussing divorce, I'm shocked that he's having an affair again. But I never intended to have an affair. I intended it to be pure love. Like I said before, there are no excuses for adultery. It's not right to have an affair if you're not ready for it. Then I'll marry Dave and we'll pay for it together. Marriage? I bet that's impossible. Because my husband has at least 3 girlfriends who he promised to get married with. A girlfriend like you, who looks at his phone without permission. I'm sure you'll be the first to get excluded from his list. Too bad we don't have a polygamy system in this country. No way! I'm sorry to bother you at a time like this, but I'm going to have a report this to your company. And my husband too, of course. What? It's obvious, isn't it? Please don't do this. I beg you. If the company finds out, I'll get fired. What you've done can't be helped. You'll be punished. I'll give your husband back to you. It's not a matter of giving my husband back to me. Stop asking me to pay for the compensation and also don't tell the company what I've done. I worked hard to get the job. The world isn't that easy. I filed a claim for compensation from my lawyer to Frances. She repeatedly asked me to stop. Of course, I also told the whole story to the company she works for. My husband and Frances were fired for taking advantage of a business trip for personal use. Frances has no severance pay and could no longer pay her rent. Now she is doing a night job that provides her free accommodation.